Hey everybody, this is Dustin, Rubber Specialist. So just a real quick rough, if you've ever wanted to know, about the leaf springs, as far as you're not just counting the leaves, and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just because you see maybe it's a 4-leaf, 5-leaf, 6-leaf, 7-leaf spring, or even a 3, depending on the weight of the coach, what really is important is the thickness of each one of these springs. So don't just assume, when you want to go and buy a leaf spring, like, hey, my leaf springs are flat. Well, why did they go flat, right? Did you overweight it? Did you hit something? Did it buckle too hard and bend it? What's going on? Or is it just the rough roads, or is it just cheap metal? So don't just assume that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to increase it. Let's pretend this one was like a 6-leaf and I'm going to add a 7-leaf. So when you add a 7th leaf to this system, you would now increase the distance of the thickness of that spring up, which is going to throw off the geometry of it. Now all the weight's off these axles, so these shackles are normally flipped up forward, but when you add more leaves, you're throwing off the distance now for all the suspension systems, as well as we've had people that came in that had short U-bolts like that, and then they've increased it, and then they've basically bottomed out the U-bolts or had no threads showing through those. So, don't just take it upon yourself, or, if your shop doesn't know what they're doing, to just throw that in. Something else too, so if you're going to replace your leaf springs yourself, and again, these are in the opposite position because there's no weight on here right now, you would have whether you use a piece of string or a straight edge, you would have an imaginary line from here to here. And there's that distance from eye to eye without the weight off of it, or if you would take a jack and lightly lift it up just to kind of make it free floating. Basically, like this example would be, if the weight was on here, this leaf spring would be about 26 inches, give or take a 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, because of the wear. And then it would be without any weight on it, even though it's old and used, it would be about 25 1/4 inches. So another thing as far as like leaf spring fatigue, right? So, just like a shock goes bad or gets weak, leaf springs go bad and get weak. So you want to catch those before they break. The leaf spring has a distance from the bottom of the spring to that imaginary line. So if that distance is not within a certain spec, then that spring is obviously compromised or weak. And so at that point, we would recommend, hey, sir, you need to change out your leaf springs because they're fatigued. And if you don't, you take a risk of them, separating, shifting, cracking, breaking, snapping, or whatever. So you can see in this leaf spring, these are all fanned out. This particular unit is in here for some frame cracks. And so those plates got to come off. This frame crack is underneath this plate. And then these hangers are bent on both sides. You can see how bad that they're basically forced themselves in. So make sure you're watching, you're traveling. We also recommend, besides, no matter what center equalizer you have, we recommend putting on the MOLRIDE cross braces on the front and rear axles. You can do them all 3 if you want. If you have a Roadmaster kit here, you can't add that 3rd axle. I mean, you technically could if you wanted to weld it all in place, but I don't recommend that. Part of the bulletin, the customer service satisfaction that we're going to be doing when we're going to be repairing these, is we're going to be adding V-braces inside these hangers, and then that'll help reinforce it from it tearing and it also walking some too. So it's just a backup. If you don't have that, I would recommend that you check out my posts and articles on that. You can get those directly from Lippert, or you can get them from any of your RV stores. But you definitely want to purchase some V-braces. You'll need 6 of them for a dual axle, and they basically, you're gonna have to clean up all the surfaces. You're gonna have to clean up all the gunk and grit in the hangers, and then those get welded in up at the top of the I-beam because they're a V-brace. They have holes in them to let water get out, but you're going to stitch weld one side on the inner and one side on the other opposite side of it. So and that again is to reinforce it. So it's an engineering thing that they do. But anyway, stay tuned for more. This is Dustin, Rubber Specialist. Hope these videos are helping you. We just did another video where we talked about the disc brakes, and I did a couple other videos about the springs and the center equalizers and whatnot. So trying to help educate you guys. Make sure you're driving careful and slow. Watch the curbs, the speed bumps, the potholes, going off the sides, edges of the roads, where there's different heights on them. Like if you're having to pull off to the side of the road, watch all that, because these suspensions, are getting damaged, and it's causing the frame damage a lot. So, all right, well, stay tuned for more. This is Dustin, your RV Specialist.